Hey guys, welcome back to another video review. This time we have another Four Horsemen action figure. We have the Bog Goblin from the Mythic Legions series. On the back we have a short story on the lore of Mythic Legions and a few pictures of the other figures. And on the side we have a bit of information on the Bog Goblins. So let's check them out. Four Horsemen pack their figures in an easy to remove packaging. You can easily put them back in for storage or display. The Bog Goblins are a subspecies of goblins that live in the swamplands. They are vicious, vile, and vomit a sticky burning bile at their enemies. This type of goblin are the most willing to serve the armies of the dark forces. Let's check out some of the detail. The Bog Goblin has a very big head. The sculpting is really detailed and you can see the wrinkles all over. The glossiness gives them a wet look. On the side we can see more detail like the gills and the scaly skin. The chest is made of a brown armor with blue highlights. It's smeared with mud all over that gives them a dirty, swampy look. On the shoulder we can see that heavy plate armor layered over each other. We can see more of those blue highlights and more mud smeared all over. And under the shoulder we have a nice chainmail texture. It's bright silver and washed out with a bit of more of that brown muddy look. On the back we have those huge sockets that all Mythic Legions have, but we will be covering them up with shoulder armor later on. We can also see more of that brown muddy stains applied all over. The hands are a heavy plate armor with that blue pattern running down the center. A lot of contrasting colors really makes it unique looking. On the front we have a fur pelt with some leather straps hanging down. The sculpting is very nicely detailed here. On the side we have more of that heavy plate armor with more of that same blue design in the middle. This piece is washed out in a thin layer of brown that gives the effect of being covered in mud. The legs have a heavy armor plating, with the last of the blue design running down the center. This area has the most mudded effect, with large patches of mud painted all over the armor. And last, we have the feet, covered in mud and really looking dirty and worn out. Let's check out the articulation. The Bog Goblin's head has minimal rotation, while the face on its own joint can rotate. The shoulder opens and rotates, and the elbow bends and has rotation. You can rotate the forearm, hands that bend slightly and rotate, a ball jointed waist. We have great thigh articulation, a knee that bends and rotation that's hindered by the armor. And lastly, we have a ball jointed feet. Let's check out what the Bog Goblin comes with. We get a pair of orcish shoulders, matching the paint that's on the rest of the figure. Installing the shoulder is as easy as matching the peg with the peg hole on the back. Pressing it in will fit it securely. We have a very long spear with the dirty muddy paint applied to it. It's made of a hard plastic and bends slightly. We have a longsword that follows that same dirty muddy look. And he also comes with a small dagger, again with more of that mud paint. We have a rubbery brown belt with a slot for a weapon. And the Bog Goblin comes with a unique headpiece, not seen in many other Mythic Legion figures. It has a base that attaches to the body with a bend at the end, with the peg hole to attach to the face. It's a very unique way to completely change up the figure's appearance. The Bog Goblin is a solid figure. He shares the bodies that the dwarf used, but with the added head sculpt that makes him look like an original beast. The muddy paint texture could have been applied a bit better. I didn't get the feeling of a creature that lives in the swampy or muddy water. One thing that I really wished for in this figure was that a mouth that opened a bit. The lore says that these creatures can spit hot bile from their mouths. It would have been a cool feature to have. I'm planning to use an extra goblin head from the Advent of Decay series to make an extra goblin figure, but in the meantime I can slap on a skull and make a mini undead figure. Overall, it's a pretty unique figure. The head sculpt of the goblin is amazing, but that's all this figure has going for it. The short body means articulation is restricted, and the giant head and shoulder armor means you won't really be looking anywhere but forward. Still, if you're a fan of goblins or swampy creatures, this is a really nice figure to have. Four Horsemen really made some great quality figures, and it would be a great piece to add to your monster collection. Alright guys, that'll do it for me. More videos coming out soon, so keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.